Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Football Fired Up. I've got two guests with me today, so I'm going to hand it over to them.
I'm Azad, currently working for a bank, and I support Arsenal. That's what my life is like at the moment, so full of ups and downs. It's been like that for the last 14 years since we last won our league. So, over to you, Calvin.
Hi, everyone. My name is Calvin. I'm a chemical engineer by profession. I don't support any other team but created by Kels. So, yeah, I support my own team. That's what's up.
Thank you very much. So on today's show, we're going to be grading every single team on their performances so far. So from A to E, we're going to give everyone a grade, unless they're an A star, which somebody might be. We'll see what these two like to do. And then afterwards, we're going to have a section on mental health. We know that we've just gone into lockdown 2. So hopefully we'll be able to give people a few tips to try and encourage a healthier mindset and try to get through this lockdown together. So we're going to start off with the table and we're going to go straight to Leicester City. So Azad, if I can go over to you, and what would you grade them?
So I've graded them an A. So, and there's a very good reason behind that, really. So, yeah. But yeah, would you agree with that, Calvin?
Yes, I'll certainly give them between A and B because, there's room for improvement. But I think A is sort of thinking like right now they have like more number of points than when they won the league. So I think they're in a good run. How long it will be before they run out of steam, I don't know. If something happens to Vardy, maybe they'll start to drop off, or if they stop getting the cheeky penalties. But yeah, I think A is fair. So I have to agree with you. I'd give them an A.
I also want to highlight the impact of their super sub, Genix Under. He's come on twice that I've seen, one against Leeds, one against Arsenal, coming and scoring giving an assist to Jamie Vardy. So very impressed with him so far. A very good loan signing from Roma.
So I think we're going to be generous on our show today, and we're going to give Leicester an A. We're going to go to Tottenham now. What grade would you give them, Kelvs?
Tottenham, that's a funny one. We're just only starting to, see the impact of Bell. And is the duo of Son and Kane, are they going to keep running wild? I'd go with a B and try to be conservative because, usually, they tend to perform all right. So I think a B is fair, but, I wouldn't drop over a B at the moment. So we'll see, what Bale will be able to do. Is he going to turn up the heat? Is he going to score 20 goals and more? Then we'll see.
Azad?
I've given him an A, but I'm very worried about Tottenham this season, being an Arsenal fan. I've read articles this week from Gary Neville and Paul Merson saying they've got the firepower. And Paul Merson goes, he believes Mourinho could deliver that title to Tottenham. But I really hope not. But considering City and Liverpool's City's had a slow start. Liverpool's had injuries. I think they could do it, but I really hope not.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you boys. I'd give them an A. I would have even given them an A star, but they got a bit robbed with that penalty against Newcastle, where they conceded right at the end. Shouldn't have dropped points. They dropped points against West Ham, and if they hadn't dropped that, they'd be clear at the top of the table by 3 points. So maybe that's the difference between them winning a title and not winning a title. Overall, we're going to go with an A. We're going to go to Liverpool next, and Azad, if I can ask you for them.
Yeah, so I've given them a A/B, maybe towards an A, but only because they've had injuries. So although they've won their games quite convincingly, I'm not sure if they're going to retain it now that they've got an injury to Joe Gomez. Virgil van Dijk's out for the rest of the season. They've got Joel Matip and then 2 of the youth players. So I'm going to give them an A/B so far.
Kelvin?
As long as Salah and Mane are still breathing, I think I'll give Liverpool A because they just have the ability to change the game, to just put in the extra work it takes, get a goal from anywhere, just basically scramble if they have to. So those 2 guys, for me, Mane especially, I think Mane is underrated. He's a really, really good player. And as long as Mane and Salah are fit, sometimes, obviously defense is important, but, as long as you can outscore your opponent and you have like a decent keeper like Alisson, then you stand a good chance. So I'll give them an A. Like they might not win the league, but they will still definitely finish top 2 or top 3, like for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, A for sure.
I like that. I think if you look at their performances as well, like you said, it's been good. They were unlucky not to get 3 points against Everton, probably robbed. That Henderson goal. Is it offside? Is it onside? Against Man City, they've dropped a few points. And they had that freak result against Villa. So that's probably why they are A/B. I think both of you said maybe an A. So we're going to be generous and we'll give Liverpool an A. What about Southampton? They're 4th at the moment. They got 16 points from 8 games. Kelvin, what would you rate them for their season so far?
I mean, for their performance so far, so far we are basing the rating on so far, so they have to get an A for the performance they put in so far. Like, will it last the season? No, I don't think so. Probably if we do this, maybe like second half of the season, they'll probably be in the C because, like, with the amount of points they've gathered so far, I think they will be like far from the relegation zone come the end of the season. So, like, they should get an A like right now, and they also have like Ings in good form at the moment. So yeah, and Prowse as well. So I believe they can really like be like top half of the table this season if they can keep the good form.
Nice. And Azad, what would you say for Southampton?
I've also got to agree with Cal really. So I've given them an A. So I've given Southampton an A. They've performed really well compared to all the other years. So first time they're top in 34 years. I think James Ward-Prowse, great free kicks against Aston Villa. Great results recently. But I do fear for him a little bit now that Danny Ings is out with an injury.
Yeah. I've had a little think about this, and I'm actually in the position where I would have said they were the one candidate I'd give an A star. So, considering where you'd expect them to be and where they're actually at right now, they've been fantastic. The performances have been great. Bar that defeat against Tottenham, I think they've played really well every single game. So, we can only judge them based on what we expect them. And therefore, Southampton, for me, would have been an A star. But we'll go with what you boys have said, and we'll go for an A. So I think so far we've given the top 4 all an A for where they are compared to what we thought they'd do. But, we're coming down the league table now. So maybe there'll be some harsher grades. Chelsea.
Yep.
Where do you think? What would you give them, Azad?
So Chelsea, I've gone with a B. So they've had a bit of an up and down start to the season, but I think they're going to get better from now on, especially when they got Hakim Ziyech back up and running. So his left foot is a weapon. He's going to be causing the opposition defenses nightmares, giving them nightmares all season long, I think. But yeah, they've had up and down season so far, but they've picked up pace.
Kelv?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking a C, but then thinking about Ziyech and like Abraham is starting to get back in form, and yeah, I think a B would be nice. But after spending 200 million, I expected them to have like a decent start. Like obviously not from the first 2 games, considering the players don't have the same chemistry. I expected after like game week 2, game week 3, like things would start to like shape up for them. But like it's like the 200 million, I haven't really felt it yet. So, but I mean, there's still a long way to go. So yeah, B is fair. B leaning towards a C because I expect them to be like doing better. Like, so teams like Aston Villa and Southampton shouldn't be like performing better than them at this stage of the season with the amount of money they've spent.
Yeah, no, I actually agree with you there, Cal. I think BC isn't actually too far off. I know they're undefeated in their last 6 games, but results haven't been the best. They, drew 3-0 with West Brom. Some people say great character comeback. I would say that's 2 points drop against a relegation candidate. So B/C, I think is fair, but we'll go for B because that performance against Sheffield United was actually really convincing. That's quite good. So Aston Villa, they're 6th at the moment in the league, 15 points. They've played 1 game less. What would you grade them?
For me, I mean, if I could give them A star, I would, because like after what they did to Liverpool, like it's like signs of things to come. So I mean, yeah, since we're not given A stars, I think definitely a strong A because like they my oh my, they're really impressing me. If I was still in Birmingham and like the stadium was open, this would be like one time that I would actually be excited to go watch Villa play. So right now, Grealish is killing it, and then they have Mings as well doing his thing, and then this lad that the striker that got 2 goals this, or it was a goal and an assist. I can't remember his name right now, but like
Watkins.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Watkins. So definitely, I'm giving Villa a strong A for their performance so far.
Azad?
Well, I've gone with a B purely because of their last 2 of the 3 results: the defeat against Southampton and the defeat against Leeds. So they started off the season really well. One thing I have to say though, Ross Barkley, Jack Grealish running that midfield, and like you said, Cal, Ollie Watkins, great finisher, especially those 2 goals against Arsenal, great finish. So I've gone with a B for Aston Villa.
Interesting. I think 6th for Villa would be good. They'd be cementing their position. So, yeah, nice. I think we'll give Villa an A. They've only played 7 games. So they've played 1 less, and they're still 6th. A point puts them into Champions League spots, and a victory will put them top. You know, you can't really argue against that, considering where we'd expect them to be. Everton are still 7th. So overall, we have to take all the games into consideration. What would you give them so far?
So with Everton, I've had to give them a C. You know, they had a great start to the season, but the wheels have fallen off in the last 3 games. United, Everton, and Southampton. So
Everton can't play Everton. What are you on about?
Sorry. United, Newcastle, and Southampton. Apologies for that. But I have to say, I want to touch on James Rodriguez. Great player, showing great ability, but I think he's been found out by the oppositions. So, and I don't think he has a plan B. So we'll see how the season materialises for him. So I've gone with a C.
So
okay,
Azad's given them a C. What about you, Kels? What do you think Everton deserve at this moment in time?
I mean, right now, yeah, they probably deserve the C they have, because like with the way they started the season, I expect better from them. But then again, Richarlison is on suspension, but is due to come back. Hopefully, him coming back will put more into the team, and then Rodriguez can be free to make some more creative passes and probably get a few more goals as well, whilst Richarlison is, being the nuisance, what he does best, just like giving up positions tough time. But yeah, I think right now is C, because like I expected better from them. And right now they look like an average team, but yeah, I do expect them to get better over the course of the season.
Yeah, I quite like that. I think I at first thought C might be a bit harsh from you boys, but you justified it. We're going to keep a C. Maybe Richarlison's runs behind is what they're missing, and that will spark Hammers back into form. But who knows? C for Everton. Crystal Palace, they're in 8th at the moment. What are we going to rank their season? I'll go to you first, Kelvs.
I'd give them a B. They're showing good fighting spirit at the moment, and yeah, I believe they can really probably get the Europa League spot if they can keep it up. So yeah, I'd give them a B.
I've given Palace a C, actually. So the reason being is because actually going forward, Palace has been a threat apart from against Chelsea. They've got bags of pace going forward. Jordan Ayew, Wilfred Zaha, and a new guy who come from QPR, Ebrechieze. So, I want to see how that unfolds over the next few months. So I have given them a C. But Calv, I do understand where you're coming from, because they've not had the greatest season. They're 8th somehow. I think the teams below them have just been poor.
Interesting to know. I think Crystal Palace have pulled off quite a few good results. They beat United away. They hit 4 past Leeds, first time they've got 4 in a while. And, they haven't really spent much money over the past few seasons. So expectations, staying in the league is probably good for them. I'll probably go with you, Kels, actually here. And we're going to go for a B for Crystal Palace for justification. 8th is 8th at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? That would be a fantastic finish if Palace could finish there. Wolves are in 9th at the moment. So after 2 successive finishes in 7th, they're in 9th at the moment. What do you boys think?
So, Cav, I'll let you go on this one first.
Wolves. They're kind of disappointed. I mean, I have Jimenez up front on my fantasy league, so I watch them closely. Right now, they're looking like, Wolves that can't really bite. You get me? So, like, I really would. I mean, a deal will be nice at this point because I expect them to do better. I expect them to be more show more fighting spirit. Like, I'm not sure what's going on with Wolves. I'm not sure if the manager is tired or if the players are just not up for it. But yeah, I'd have to give Wolves a D. I'm sorry because their performance lately has been so disappointing.
Ooh, D. It's very harsh but interesting. Azad?
I've given them a D as well. Purely because last year Wolves are good. They had Diego Jota firing, but they've lost him. They won 3 of their games, I believe. Three of the games by 1-0. 4 games. Thanks for that. So 1-0 against Leeds, 1-0 against Fulham, and 2-0 against Crystal Palace. One other, I need to double check that, but
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, but yeah, they've not been impressive this season, no. And they haven't got Europa League neither, so they performed better last year. But we'll see how the season unfolds for them.
No, that's interesting. They have lost Jota and they have lost Matt Doherty, and I think that's probably an even bigger blow because of all the goals and assists that he used to get. So down that right side, Smedo's taken time to settle in. But, they chose to sell Doherty and they chose to sell Jota, and they've invested in Fabio Silva. That was their choice. So maybe it's a transition season, but D sounds actually quite fair.
Podence was looking promising. I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah, it was looking promising, and now
yeah,
I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, if they keep going like this, they'll find themselves 15th in no time, for sure.
True.
So they really have to do better. They have to show better fighting spirit, and I'm sure Raul is capable, but yeah, it needs to show more will and very more chances, and yeah, they need to stop eating the woodwork so many times as well. So yeah,
fair enough. So we're going to go to Manchester City next. They're in 10th. They have played 1 game less. What do you boys think of them?
So with Man City, I've given them a C. They've had a very, very slow start to the season. Like I said earlier, they've had that's why I think Tottenham could go do it. But with City, yeah, I mean, they've not been really convincing this season. I think they're going to be focused on the Champions League. But yeah, so far, the results so far have been good, but they're not been impressive. So I've given them a C.
Charles?
I mean, the reason why they're probably where they are is because they lost Aguero and then Jesus was injured as well. So, I mean, yeah, C is kind of fair for the position they're in at the moment. But I see them getting better, going forward. KDB is back. Jesus is back. Hopefully Aguero will be back anytime soon. And something Aguero will do is he can get the goals. So going forward, they will do better. But for the position they're in at the moment, I think a C is fair.
Yeah, I think I agree with you boys there. Not really much more to add. Diaz looks like a good addition at the back. They've sort of stopped conceding many chances and goals. So